Hello, beautiful love light. Welcome to my channel, Heart Rhythm Healing, self-proclaimed spiritual maestro. I view myself as a conductor of all of the energetics that exist all around us all the time. I'm also the founder and creator of my business, Heart Rhythm Healing, where it is my intention to help those who are interested to dive in, to tune into the rhythm of their own heart, because it is my belief that we are each individually coded and equipped with everything that we need to grow and develop into who we are here to be and to heal ourselves, to answer our own questions. We are tuned into the entire library of collective consciousness. And when we allow space and time to dive inside and allow for those answers to bubble up to the surface of our heart mind, beautiful, magical things begin to happen. And so that is one of the things that I do in my my subscription-based group. There's a link in the description box below, and it is the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble. And that's what I do. I also go live in the free space on my Mighty Networks group, the harmonic.us. Every Monday, I do Monday Meditative Morning because I want us to kickstart our week getting into the flow of our own breath. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful practice. And we do it every Monday so that we can practice to not be in this like perfectly scripted environment where candles are lit and we have, just silence and music and like all the things, right, that people think of when they think of meditation, either lying down or sitting on a meditation pillow and having like all of the things that you need, maybe having your tingshas or a sound bowl, right? Like all of these tools, which is awesome. And I highly recommend having, adding that to your meditation practice when you have that availability. However, the true purpose of practicing meditation is so that you are equipped and able to tune in to your sense of stillness and calm when everything around you is chaos and crazy and you're beginning to feel anxious and overwhelmed. And instead of going down that pathway into anxiety and overwhelm and all those like depression and sadness, grief, anger, frustration, like all of those things, right? To recenter into your heart mind space, closing your eyes, taking 1 or 2 or 3 deep, controlled, intentional breaths and realizing I got this. Like, yes, things are flipping out and I'm about ready to flip out. However, that's a choice and I don't need to do that. So again, that's why that's why I practice meditation. And then also, people talk about in meditation where it's, clearing your mind. And while I do believe that's possible, I think then that when you live a meditative life where you stay solely focused on your breath or a mantra, sure, you can clear your mind. However, in the modern day hustle and bustle world that we're in, what Spirit has placed on my heart mind is it's more about gaining clarity of thought, right? Like choosing those thoughts on purpose, which is a great lead in to the Mayan Galactic Calendar that we're going through, this 13-year wave spell that we're cycling through right now. We're in the White Wizard 13-year wave spell. And the code keys that are associated with White Wizard are enchants. I gotta look. I don't have them memorized yet. Timelessness and receptivity. I should know those. I'm a white wizard, so I should have them memorized. Anyway, right? So enchants, timelessness, and receptivity. And the reason that there was a good segue into that is because I really feel like this idea of enchant is about taking conscious control of what you're thinking, what you're speaking, and then, of course, the actions that you begin to take, like really becoming aware, seeking to shift out of the unconscious, subconscious patterns that have been created generally when we were like 4, 5, 6, and 7 years old. Like these unconscious, subconscious behavioral and emotional patterns, that's when they were like set. And we just continue to spiral through that. So that's why people talk so much about healing your inner child. It's going back and sitting with all of those trigger points, all of the things that set us off, and digging into our own heart mind, our own, like reflecting upon our like timeline of life, right? And sitting and being like, why do I think and feel this way? When did I adopt that? Does it serve me? Does it not? How can I change that story so that it's more beneficial? And again, the story are the words. That's that enchantment. I learned yesterday that casting spell, like when you look up a spell in the dictionary, it is a string of words put together to like influence or initiate or create something, which is exactly what we're talking about here, right? Like really gaining that clarity over our mind. That's why we practice meditation, and it's aligned with where we are in time and space right now with this, not just the White Wizard 13-year wave spell that we're in, but also the 52-day Castle of Time that we're in, the green central castle of enchantment. So we have that kind of amplified of really taking ownership of what we tell ourselves, the stories that we are scripting and coding into our own DNA. So it's an invitation, right? It's just an invitation for us to begin to become more aware. It takes time, and some people, it happens super fast. Others, like me, I'm on the slow roll with that one. It takes me a little bit longer. But as I said the other day, each one of us is exactly where we are meant to be when we are meant to be there. We're not ahead and we're not behind. We are exactly where we're meant to be. Certainly we can do things to jump timelines, but again, that just means that that's where we're meant to be. So we're never behind and we're never ahead. We are exactly where we're meant to be, learning exactly what we need to know to get us where we want to go, right? All right, so we have the 13-year wave spell. Then we drill down into the annual wave spell that we're in, which is the red self-existing moon. And the red moon code keys are purifies, universal water, and flow, which I love because they all, to me, all of those words really are reminiscent of the divine feminine. And the divine feminine she's coming in hot, y'all. That energy is rising up to meet that sacred masculine energy that has been so prevalent for so long. And so again, we're cycling back into the divine feminine energy, not so that she can have power over the sacred masculine, but to have power with, right? This divine, beautiful union that's happening energetically. And so, like, I really do think that we are going to be able to create and manifest things at a faster and faster rate. However, I do think that we still have like time, right? Because we need to really take the reins of our thoughts and make sure that we are thinking in ways that serve us and are beneficial to us. And that's going to be different for each one of us, right? Like what's right for me isn't right for you. And that's awesome. I love that about us. And I can still honor and appreciate and accept you for who you are. And I would hope that you would do the same for me, because I promise you there are things that I probably think and believe that we are not in alignment on, and that's okay. I'm sure that the reverse is true also. And we all are on this journey for our own experiences to bring those together and create this rich and wonderful, diverse way of living and being and serving one another, collaborating with one another. So yeah, we have the red self-existing moon. So the red moon is purifies universal water and flow, all very feminine aspects in my opinion. And then the self-existing tone of creation, those code keys are define, measure, form, which interestingly enough, I definitely feel that lends more toward the sacred masculine, this defining, measuring form. It's very structural, which is more of what the sacred masculine is. It's more structured, where the divine feminine is more flow and essence, like uncontained, unbridled, right? Or maybe you see it differently, which that's cool too. So then we just flowed into a new season. We are in the 65-day season. Let's see if I can remember this. The white northern dog season of heart. Did I get that right? Yes. Which is essentially dialing into our emotional body and our emotional patterns and beginning to kind of unpack that baggage, right? Like take a look at each piece, like really do that spring cleaning of like taking out those emotions and really like sitting with them, like sitting, like pull them out, like actually like imagine that emotion is like in your hand and you're looking at it and like unpack what that wants to teach you and then repack what you want to keep and give away what no longer serves you, where it comes to the emotions that you feel and why, and the emotional patterns that you find yourself in, right? Like this is a beautiful time of alignment for us to be able to do that through this white northern dog season of heart. And next is the 52 castle of time, that green central castle of enchantment, really gaining more and more clarity. And we have just a few days before we cycle into the red eastern castle of turning, which y'all, I need to learn more about that. If anybody knows anything about that, if you put it in the comments, or if you have like a link to more information for me, it'd be awesome. But I'll look it up too. I'll figure it out. I have until February 3rd. Friday, February 3rd is when we flow into that, red eastern castle of turning. So we are in the green central castle of enchantment, still have this opportunity to get crystal clear about the story that we want to script and create on purpose, right? Next up, we have the resonant moon of attunement lunar cycle that month that we're flowing through. This resonant moon of attunement, those code keys are channel, inspire, and attunement. And I love this art. I know I've shown it in here before, but I just love that graphic image. I really feel like this totally encapsulates our energetic flow, like that electromagnetic field that exists around us in all of its dimension and form. And we have our own personal Merkaba or chariot, I've heard it called, and I love that. And then, of course, you have this pulsation moving down and up, right? Our connection as above, so below, as within, so without, right? It's all the things. So I just love it. And then, of course, we have the 13-day wave spell, the yellow star wave spell that we're flowing through. We are in day 6. So that's why we have the Red Rhythmic Skywalker day today. The yellow star wave spell code keys are beautifies, elegant, and art. So what are you creating? Did you gain some clarity during the blue eagle wave spell, that, where you create vision and mind, and now you have this opportunity to take what what you saw in that vision to create and really bring it into your mind, and now you get to take this yellow star opportunity to beautify it. Like, what will make it something where you're just so fucking excited about bringing it into being that there's no way anyone can stop you, because you're just like, yes, I am doing this thing. I know that I can do it. I'm not going to let anything trip me up, at least not long term. Maybe you can stumble and fall for a little bit, right? Because we all have those moments. Well, I have those moments anyway. And then how can we make it elegant and creative and artful, right? Like this is that opportunity to really take those intentions that we seeded into the new moon in Aquarius and really allow it to grow. And there's two hawks flying above the great. Oh, maybe that's an eagle. I saw a whitehead, y'all. I think that's a bald eagle. That's so cool. I do not think that is, though. I would think they'd be flying together. Like if one was a bald eagle, I would think that another one would be. Anyway, I love birds, especially like hawks and eagles, and that's it. I mean, I love all birds, but I especially love hawks and eagles. Okay, where was I? Yeah, like pulling in that vision, the intention that we planted into the new moon, and really allow opportunity to how can we make it elegant and beautiful? What do we really truly like? How do we want to artistically create this thing so that again, we just are so fucking excited to make it like to birth it into being, right? All right, so we are Red Rhythmic Skywalker. So I have two little boys, and one of my little boys is a red serpent. I can't remember which tone either of them are. I'll have to look that up later. I have it written down somewhere. Anyway, one's a red serpent, and the other one is a red Skywalker. So, which I just think is super cool because he loves Star Wars. So he thought that was pretty cool that he was a red Skywalker. Red is associated with the direction east, and that is tied to the word initiates. So something big or small, who knows, right? You probably know on some, well, I know you know on some level, something in your world is being initiated today. Super cool. I challenge you to decide what that is. I think I know for me. I'm going to keep that one to myself if that's all right with y'all. Sometimes we got to keep things a little secret just for a little while, right? Like don't want to share too soon because there's magic in that also, right? All right. The code keys, I will share a lot. Like I'm pretty much an open book. However, I am realizing that there is value in keeping things close, if only for a little while, right? Like there's generally a time to share, especially when you need accountability. If you need people like, okay, this is the thing I want to do. Like I really need you to like make sure that I'm doing the do so that I can make it happen. That's a great opportunity to share with people that you know are going to hold you accountable and you're not going to get mad at for being like, hey, how's that thing going? Where you're not like, oh, right? Okay. The code keys for Red Skywalker are explores, space, and wakefulness. The quote is from Valum Votan, Valum Votan, V-A-L-U-M, Valum Votan. Quote, the Skywalker is the human taking flight in the imagination. Gosh, I love imagination, y'all. I really think that along with our emotions, I really truly believe that our imagination is it might trump emotions as a superpower because they really kind of go together, right? Like what we think sparks a feeling and then we get to choose. Is that how we want to feel or not? And we can either do it consciously or we can do it unconsciously. And that's when we get locked into those patterns that were created when we were kids. So the more conscious and aware we become, the more we think our thoughts on purpose, really like go through, like look at them like, whoa, why am I thinking this? Does that serve me? Does it serve anybody else? Right? And then, but we can also, sorry, I'm going to transition right there. We can also use our imagination to create the stories that we want to tell ourselves, right? Like to create those pictures. If you're a visual person, like if you can actually see pictures in your mind, I think that's awesome, because I don't generally do that. I can't do it on command though. At least I shouldn't say that. I'm sure that I have the ability to do that. I haven't really cultivated that skill. I am a clairaudient. That's my psychic strength. So I hear spoken words. I hear voices. Yes, I'm that crazy lady for sure. But I hear stories, generally in my own voice, but every once in a while, like I can hear other people's voices, which is really trippy, like clear as day. I know who is speaking to me. It's a little bizarro. So like, just to give you an example, there are certain things that, my mom and dad said to me when I was growing up. And when I think those thoughts, I hear them in their voice, which I think is just really cool, because I can still hear the voices of like my ancestors who have passed, even though some of them have been gone for, decades. I still hear them. And I love that. I treasure that. So, but along with having that really strong psychic sense, that clairaudient sense, my clairvoyance is lacking. So I do get pictures and images. Oftentimes I will see, I'm really dialed into animal spirits. It's just been something super prevalent in my Reiki practice. They come up often, like all the time. And I see their eye, which I just think is super cool. Like in my third eye, I see their eye and I know instantly what the animal is. It's super cool. I lost why I was talking about vision. Imagination. And you can use your imagination, like my clairaudience. So I just script my vision in words. Like I write like a story. So that's why I think I talk about stories a lot, is because that's really what resonates with me. But you can also create a movie, like have those pictures in your mind. You can also create feelings. There's clairsentience, right? Where you just have the like feeling. And then there's claircognizance, where you just know, like all of a sudden you just know. So you can tune into all of those psychic abilities, those sixth senses, and utilize that as your way to imagine, right? Like imagine how you want to feel and start feeling it now, right? And that's going to start to attract things. And however you view imagination, but the Skywalker is the human taking flight in the imagination, however you imagine things, however that shows up for you. Because again, we're all different. We don't do things the same. Some of us, right? Like there's percentages, right? Like there are other people that are clairaudient like me. Like I'm not the only one, right? But there are people who are not clairaudient at all. And that's okay. Red Skywalker. I want to go this way. I'm going to change it up, y'all. I like reading over here. I feel like I can look at the camera a little bit better. All right. Red Skywalker is an ambassador of wakefulness, an explorer of dimensions within and without, a time-space traveler, a messenger of prophecy. The Skywalker glyph symbol shows empty pillars connecting heaven and earth. There's that pillar. I mean glyph of the pillars. What gives a vessel its usefulness is the space within it. Standing as vigilant, clear channels, rooted yet fluid, we are conduits of full, expansive emptiness. How cool is that? I don't know why this just dropped in, is this notion of every morning that you wake up to ask yourself, what am I going to fill my vessel with today? Because you're empty. With each new day, there's a new beginning with the dawning of each new day, right? So what are you going to fill your vessel with that day? Or maybe you decide it the night before, right? Like before you go to bed, you're like, what am I going to fill my vessel with when I wake up tomorrow? And decide on purpose. The Skywalker vibration invites us to transcend old paradigms, conditionings, and ceilings of limitation. Participate in the evolution of consciousness by pioneering new perceptual avenues and trailblazing new lifestyles. Connect heaven and earth by unifying intention with action. Bring star wisdom to the planetary whole. Skywalker advises, spiral into the depths of your inner resources. Use every opportunity to observe and discover. Honor the energy of space and its power to influence our consciousness. Explore your capacity to continually reinvent yourself. With deep roots into the earth and broad antennas into the sky, receive the medicine your soul needs to endure life's transitions and discover trust in the unknown. The counterbalancing energy of the Skywalker tribe is Blue Night, which embodies the power of dream. Let us be wakeful to the living dream as an outer reflection of our inner reality. How we are dreaming up our lives through every perception and response directly affects how we are exploring. So cool. So again, if you want to get, this is the glyph again, just so you can see that. I need to start remembering more often to share those with you. But if you want to get a calendar, the Mayan Galactic Calendar to follow along with me, there's a link in the description box below to Miss Cassia's affiliate link. You can get one for yourself. Check out her channel too, Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. She's awesome. She's definitely dialed in to the energetics and what's, bouncing around out there, and has a really awesome relationship with spirit, which I love. And what else? There's links to Astro Dream Advisor. We're going to read about today's day within the Yellow Star Wave spell, so you can follow along with that after I read through the rhythmic tone of creation that I'm headed to right now, which is number 6, tone 6. I'll read the daily affirmation, which is in the description box below. And then there's links to how you can connect with me in other ways. The harmonic.us, the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble, which is my subscription group, which there was something that was said here in the the Red Skywalker, that I was like, yes. I probably should have said it right then and there. Spiral into the depths of your inner resources. Use every opportunity to observe and discover. That was like, yes, that's what I do. And during Tune In Tuesday, that's exactly what we do. Spiral into the depths of you to discover and learn more about you. That is truly the most important discovery we can make, is the journey to self. And I hold space. I open up sacred medicine space for all of us to dive into the depths of our heart, mind, and discover. So if that sounds like something you'd like to participate in, come on over to the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble. Otherwise, I think there's links to me on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, you just being here is awesome. I love and appreciate that too. Tone 6, the rhythmic tone of creation. Those code keys are organize, balance, and equality. Music is behind life and rules life. From music springs all life. The whole creation exists in rhythm, and in a general phrase, it may be said that there is one common source of human dis-ease, and that is disorder in rhythm. And that's from Hazrat Inayat Khan. That's the quote. All life on earth, including the rhythms of our body, are influenced by the rhythms of ever-changing combinations of celestial movements. Daytime, for example, offers high energy of the sun for outward exertion and communication. Nighttime, conversely, welcomes the deepening of intuition, supporting expansive internal processes. By noticing the fluctuations of nature, we can receive organic balance both physically and emotionally. What? I skipped. Sorry. By noticing the fluctuations of nature, we can receive the support of its cycles to enhance our endeavors. As we give attention to our personal rhythms, we can actualize deeper levels of organic balance, both physically and emotionally. That makes more sense. Sorry about that. A sense of balance can be achieved by accepting that life is a process, an ongoing motion requiring dynamic organization and reorganization. Just remember, if something isn't working, it's okay. You can reevaluate and reorganize and take what's working and discard what's not and make some, tweaks and try again. So again, it's ongoing motion requiring dynamic organization and reorganization, a sacred juggling act. When we organize the elements of our life, we invite efficiency and functionality into our reality. Organization assists us to streamline and coordinate, producing greater ease and equilibrium. May we respect the various aspects of maintenance as the foundation which supports the art of our life. Through the eyes of equality, all moments equally contribute to the sacred balance of our lives. We are reminded that, quote, this too shall pass, end quote, and, quote, this too shall return, end quote. May we see all beings in the light of equality, finding innovative ways to enact ever greater balance with the web of life. All right, so now we're going to jump to the daily affirmation, which again is in the description box below if you would like to join me in reading along with the daily affirmation for the Red Rhythmic Skywalker day that we find ourselves in. So it is day 6. On day 1, day 6, and day 11 of each 13-day wave spell, we find ourselves smack dab in the middle of a day that is guided by the same power of guided by space. So it's guided by the power of that tribe or the glyph. So today we're going to end the daily affirmation saying, I am guided by my own power doubled, because the tribe power is space, and today we are guided by space. So here we go. I organize in order to explore. Balancing wakefulness, I seal the output of space with the rhythmic tone of equality. I am guided by my own power doubled. All right, and now we have day 6. So this is the link to the Astro Dream Advisor and the Yellow Star Wave Spell breakdown of each day. The question for today: how do I balance the male and female energies within myself in order to bring heaven to earth? So it's kind of cool that we have the Red Skywalker glyph, which has those pillars that are, coming down from heaven and coming up from earth, right? And we are that connection point. So I'm going to ask again, how do I balance the male and female energies within myself in order to bring heaven to earth? Red Skywalker qualities: time, space traveler, angelic messenger, courage, new directions, mysterious journey, explorer, fluid reference points, pillars of heaven, compassion. Red Skywalker represents balance in your life. Not static balance, but a dynamic equilibrium. So this is how I like to see balance, like this, flowing back and forth, keeping this balance. That includes both your present expression and your star-seeded self. A dynamic equilibrium that includes both your present expression and your star-seeded self. In Red Skywalker's star glyph, you see that the pillars of heaven don't appear to touch the earth. You are the element that appears to be missing in the star glyph. You are the one whose expression of the light assists in drawing the pillars of heaven to earth. Joining these pillars in yourself can be viewed as reuniting your male and female aspects. Together, in balance, we create the pillars of the etheric temples of heaven and earth, of heaven on earth, excuse me. Harmonic wisdom for Red Skywalker is balance. The movements of parts in pleasing relationship or harmony with one another. Balance in Red Skywalker is experienced as a dynamic equilibrium. It is both a sense and an attitude. The natural state of every system moves toward balance that is fluid and free, as in a dance. That balance is experienced differently by each person. But it often brings a sense of steadiness or centeredness, even in the midst of movement and change. When you are dancing, you can use your very state of imbalance to create the fluidity of the dance. I love that idea because I love to dance. And I have always been a solo dancer. I like to dance by myself. I like to dance in partnered paired dancing too, but my favorite is to just do free flowing, kind of interpretive style dance. I've just always enjoyed that. And I've never, even when I just didn't ever care what anyone thought about me. I was just too into the music and flowing with the rhythm. And again, maybe that's because of the clairaudience or just my internal knowing of how everything is that rhythm and vibration and frequency, and really dialing into that before my conscious mind knew that was true, right? And real, more real than what we see with our physical eyes. I think my heart knew, and I would just always love to dance. So again, I love that. When you are dancing, you can use your very state of imbalance to create the fluidity of the dance, right? To flow through that movement. Flow, like the red moon is calling us to do. Oh, beautiful love light. This was fun. This was fun. I had a good time today. I hope you did too. Time is our most precious and creative of gifts that we can share with one another. And I so appreciate you sharing your time with me in this space, learning along with me. If you have things that you want to share, put them in the comments, please. I want to hear from you. I want to know who's listening. And if you liked this video, if you want to hear more of this content, click the thumbs up, click the subscribe, click the bell so you get notifications when I go live, or don't. It's fine either way. However, I would love to grow this channel. I would love for more people to know that this idea of time as art exists. And I'm just seeking to create a more accessible way for people to begin to understand the dynamics and energetics of these ideas from this ancient, wise civilization that existed. And I think still exists. I think there's still some Mayans out there. Which is cool. I want to go to some of the ruins. I want to go to Machu Picchu. I'd love to go to Mexico. I can't pronounce that word. It's like Tehuacan or something like that. I probably just butchered that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I try. Anywho, I love you, beautiful love light. Thank you so much just for being you and for being here. I appreciate and love you so very much. So until we meet again, whenever that might be, beautiful love light, do me a favor. Do you a favor. If you see it that way, go shine. Go shine your beautiful love light. Loud and proud. Bright, bright, brightly. Mwah. I love you. I'll see you next time.